Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Hope you had a great week. Today we are back in The Sims 4 and we are building in Newcrest and we are building a house I am calling the Slab Prefab. It's a concrete kind of ultra modern, a little bit more brutalist on the exterior, but on the interior it takes a different turn and it's actually quite warm and cozy inside. It is a small house, only one bed, one bathroom, and quite affordable. I wouldn't say it's a starter, but it's kind of like a step above a starter. But before we get into any more details on the build, I do want to quickly mention The Sims is having a summer sale from now until July 9th. And if you use my creator code, you'll get 5% off your purchase, which also goes to support me as a creator. So yeah, enjoy the discount and thank you so much in advance if you do decide to use my creator code during the Sims summer sale. So yeah, I wanted to build the house kind of elevated up onto this kind of like blob of land. It's nothing like Paralives where you can kind of have the walls sinking in, obviously, because this is totally different, but at least something kind of like that. There is no lower level to the house underground. The house is just meant to be kind of raised above and kind of sit on a hill, which is actually kind of interesting because there is a golf course in the world of Newcrest that's kind of like behind this lot that you can kind of see in the distance. And there are some kind of like small rolling hills there. So it's kind of like, oh, we kind of borrowed some of the golf course maybe to build this house on at one point. I don't know. We do go back and smooth out the hill and the terrain and everything, so it's not as steep and massive. I don't know if I filmed that, though. I'm not sure. That might have been during landscaping, which landscaping is actually pretty simple and pretty sparse. It's meant to be a pretty kind of like quick, kind of little starter home, nothing like full-fledged. And it's still very detailed, though. There's still quite a bit of clutter and everything that makes it feel homey. I did use quite a few packs and kits. There are 19 packs and kits in total, including 6 different maker packs or objects from 6 different maker packs, from like Sixum CC, Peacemaker, Tud, Cibolette. Like it's a variety of different items that kind of went together. I believe like the dining table is one. The bedroom set was Sixum with the Japandi bedroom set. And actually some of the maker packs are currently free until sometime in July. And I believe that bedroom set is the one that is free. The others are not free. They do require moolah, but I just kind of wanted to use a bit of different furniture and some different objects here to kind of put this house together. So yeah, as you can see, it is very warm inside. We have warm woods and kind of like warm colors. The kitchen is pretty simple as well, but I did follow the little triangles. So you have your fridge, stove, and sink kind of all in a nice organizational layout there. Also, I was thinking about putting this new like desk that was one of the free maker packs. Kind of looks like marble, which also came with a new computer, which is nice to see because we very rarely get new computers. We have in like previous expansions, but nothing that looks kind of like what this does, which this actually looks like an iMac, which is actually really nice. It's very modern and sleek, but I was like, oh, I don't want to buy the entryway. And then I'm like, oh, do I build an office off the back? And I'm like, nope, we are not changing the shape of the house at all. So it is what it is. We'll use the computer at some point in a future speed build, I'm sure. But if you do like this build and you want to grab it, it is available on the Sims 4 gallery. Here is that gallery listing. Again, it's called Slab Prefab. And it's 37,001 Simoleon. So yeah, as I said, it's not a starter by any means, but it is a little bit of a step up. It is only one bedroom and one single bed. So I kind of imagined it more for like a single sim. They have a full bathroom, but it's also kind of like you're just getting started, but you still kind of want to have a nice modern home to kind of live in. We're now doing some clutter shelves in the kitchen here. I decided against like upper cabinetry and just did a couple of shelves. We also do this cool little kind of shelf off of this fireplace here. And then above the fireplace is a TV that does look like an art painting, but it is actually a functional TV. So disguises art, which is always nice. But yeah, we're making a small little kind of like bookshelf kind of thing over off to the fireplace on the one side. And I put some more potted plants and stuff over there. But I kept the counters pretty clean. I wanted Sims to be able to easily prep meals. There is no microwave or coffee pot, though I was considering a coffee pot, but I decided against it. If you want those items, you can easily add them. There's like plenty of counter space here to do that if your Sims desire those. We do a smoke alarm kind of hidden off on the one wall there, and just trying to figure out what other clutter I wanted to use on those shelves. So we find a couple of like little vegetables and things kind of like in jars. And now we're going to do some lighting in the bedroom here because I thought, oh, this is kind of dark. And then we also did some lighting in the bathroom, which we use Sleek Bathroom Kit in here for all of the fixtures, including the tub, the sink, the toilet, the glass divider, just the clutter, the tile actually. But it's a mixture of like base game and some of the tile here. Like there's like accent walls. And the tile floor also kind of matches the walls, which is super nice. Just putting some clutter in the bedroom there, like some perfumes and colognes. There is also an alarm clock there as well because there was no extra slot on the tables for that, where it didn't look kind of funny. It was kind of like it kind of looked like it would hang off, and I didn't want to have that kind of look. So we just leave the bedside tables clear with just lamps. So yeah, just finishing up the bathroom now. Something else I also do add is I add some skylights above the bathroom, the kitchen, and kind of the main entryway in the living room, which they aren't there yet, but I believe I do that during the landscaping, which I don't believe I filmed. Actually, no, I did film the skylights because I was like, oh, what else can I do? So yeah, that is coming up here shortly. I was just sorting out the roof now and trying to find a chimney, so I just figured we'd use this one. But yeah, now I'm doing these skylights where I'm like, okay, let's kind of chop some chunks out here and see what we get. So and then the floor kept popping back in the one, but I got rid of that, and I had to fix the half wall here. But yeah, we left kind of like gaping holes in the roofing there, but we are using these skylights now to cover them with some glass. Just had to decide what texture I wanted to use, and I decided to go for like an angled roofing one, so that way it has like a slight curve to it. We do increase it a little bit because the edging on the one side here was like disappearing when it was down so low. So we just raised it up just a little bit, but it is very nice. And now we're sorting out the front entryway, kind of the tile stone, which I believe I use Home Chef Hustle because I like how it's like big stones. And then I extend the back balcony here. There's no way to get down from this. It's literally just like a viewing deck kind of. Which I was thinking about a barbecue grill, but I decided against that. I was also just looking at the hot tub that goes in the ground that came with Adventure Awaits. Just wanted to see what the bottom of it looked like. Because I was like, oh, I wonder if it like actually looks, like a hot tub bottom, or is it just like fully like a block? And it was a block, so no disappointment there. I did add a telescope out there though, so that way you can kind of spy on the golfers if you so wanted to. It's a shame that Sims can't actually use the golf course. That'd be kind of cool, but now we're just sorting out the hill here and kind of smoothing it out and kind of making it less steep, I guess, less of a mound, if you will. And I do change out the foundation on the house just to some concrete instead, but I do leave the like back deck kind of supported by pillars. And I was thinking about changing the style of the stairs here, but I decided against that and just left it as the nice kind of gray stone. And then we do some terrain paint connecting the stairs to the sidewalk, and I was just changing the color there. And then we add a bin out front and some trees. Oh, I did do some landscaping, but not all of it, which again, it's very minimal anyway, because the hill kind of makes it hard to landscape. And there really isn't a whole lot of room to landscape with all of the kind of like curves and stuff of the hill, but I did my best and did some landscaping, so it's not too bad, but it is pretty sparse. But again, that is the style of the house itself anyway. But here is the finished slab prefab. Again, you can find it on the Sims 4 gallery. My EID is just TheSimified, so it's out there for you to grab and play in with your Sims, and it's really beautiful. I really love how it turned out. This is the top-down view of the floor plan, pretty simple. And then we have the front entry, and then we spin around here to the living room, kind of looking through the back doors, which I absolutely love that shot. And then you can see the skylights bring in lots of natural light overhead. This is another view of the living room, and then we go into another view of the living room. The kitchen as well also has a skylight, as you can see, kind of casting light down onto the fridge there. And the bathroom does as well, which it casts light directly over the bathtub, which is actually quite nice. Looks nice anyway. I also have to say I love this yellow accent wall in the bedroom. I think it goes quite well with all of the furnishings. And there's the alarm clock over there in the corner, just in case you didn't see that. And we didn't do a mirror or anything above the dresser because there's a freestanding tall mirror. But that's all I had for this speed build. Make sure to give a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already. And I do thank you for watching, and I will see you very soon with another build.